Respect. 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 Respect.
Good morning and welcome everybody once again here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium. We're at Gahanga B and getting started with the Women's Elite T20 series here. Alongside me are the captains of Imena and Inenzi, Alice Ikuzwe and Shakira Nyumohoza, alongside the match official Diane here for the toss. Alice will be giving it a flip here. Heads is the call. Tail it is. Winning the toss, what would you like to do first here?
We are batting first.
And what sort of a total would you like to put up looking at the condition of the field here?
Above 100.
Thank you very much. You lost the toss over there, Shakira. If you had won the toss, what would you look to do first here?
So if I will go first, we will take on whatever it comes on our way.
And now that you're bowling, what sort of a total would you like to restrict them to?
So below 100.
Thank you very much. So that's the report from out here in the middle. Imena winning the toss and opting to bat first.
Good morning and welcome here again at the Gahanga Wicket Stadium, Ground B. It's the fourth edition of the Women's Elite League. Imena Centurions taking on Inenzi Hellos. Imena winning the toss and decided to have a bat first. The starting 11 from Imena, I'm going to take you through. Imena, Merveille Wase, Emeline Chiza, Alice Ikuzwe, Immaculate Muhawenimana, Rosette Shimwamana, Divine Jihozo Shimwe, Sandrine Izabayo, Chancine Umutoni, Uwase Debola, Diane Uwineza. The number 12 is Belize Ndaidajije. I'm not alone in the commentary box. I'm with the big man who take us through for the toss. Welcome, Mr. Zed again.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome everybody once again. And I'll be reading out the team list of Inenzi heroes here. We've got Fanny Oshima and Grace Mugwaneza, Shakira Nyumohoza, Ruth Uimana, Sila Mukundwa, Giovanni Suwase, Melissa Iradukunda, Christella Wambajimana, Giselle Ishimwe, Jeanette Nyosenga, and Devota Uizei. Couple of new names in there. And from the Mount End, the bowling will start. Bowling to Mervewase there. Ball number 1. Plays it up and over. Takes no sighters. 1 bounce for 4. What a way to get the things started here for her side. Aggression by the batting side.
Katololi play well balanced, picked it well, over extra cover. That's a classic shot, Mr. Z.
Yeah, throwing her hands at it and using the field restriction there. Very, very quick outfield. Overcast conditions here at Gahanga this morning, but pushing her hands through the shot there with ample amount of elevation.
Mr. Z, you got a chance to go stand there on the pitch. You can see from here, it's just looking the green. Pitch well. What a good ball there. Top of off, ball comes inside. Yes, before you just speak anything, you got the chance to on the wicket. I think the pitch looks fresh. Take her through. What did you see on that pitch?
Yeah, on that pitch, I could see clearly plenty of amount of grass on the surface there. That means if you bowl quality length and line, you will get some purchase out of the surface there. And you can see the bowler on that particular edition coming back on a stronger length.
Another good ball. Stump back, stump to stump. I think that's why I always say, as an opening bowler, like I watched one of the test series I have ever watched, England and India. If you look at that sludge, 60% of the balls that he bowled was top of off attacking the stumps. You miss a hit, and that shows that as an opening bowler, you can learn from such experienced players like those. Giovanni Suwase attacking top of off.
This time gives it width and gets the healthy edge. Lucky for her, valuable runs this. The outfield is quite uneven, so the fielders have to be really alert and be on their toes to get on with the fielding here.
Having youngster Inenzi known as a bowler, but that's what the elite league brings, giving opportunity to the young talented player. Good bowling again, top of off.
Yeah, a hint of late movement from the surface there. Excellent over to begin with. 5 runs on the board for Team Imena. The captain earlier on at the toss mentioned they're looking for any total above triple digits here. A fair call. And funny enough, the opposing captain mentioning they would like to restrict them just below 100. So contradicting takes by the captains out in the middle. Alice, Ikuzwe and Shakira.
I think I always ask myself that question. Always when you're going for the toss, you always got a chance. Maybe almost 90% have been there for the toss. They always look for the score below 100. And can you tell me the story behind those triple digits?
Yeah, it's a mental approach. Having yourself above triple digits implies an extra bit of mental pressure on the opposition, knowing that you've gone for a bigger digit.
Muthi Wimana Ruth coming left arm spinner, youngster from the under 19. Let us see getting a chance like this opening at the elite.
Oh, I'll tell you, not a very pretty looking delivery there, but she gets away with that one. Lucky for her. Merve using plenty of feet. The dancing shoes have come out quite early.
That was a loose ball. I don't know what happened there. Ready to the over the top, catches a call. Yes, Tizzy, did he go to get it? She dropped it here all the way for 4.
Yeah, she did the hard work covering the ground, but couldn't get herself in a proper position to get underneath it. In the end, lets one get through her as it goes to the boundary ropes. Lots of elevation. It was in the air for a fair amount of time, and then it just slips through her for a boundary. For a moment, Merve Uwase had her heart in her mouth there.
You can see she's quite leaping. I think the coach's staff said we need some lines from you as top order batter. Go there and make sure that you use power play. You can see the approach she's using, trying to make sure that she can attack everything and make sure she can put some lines on the board for the team.
Yeah, you've got to just be aware of the conditions and also understand your own gameplay, understand what you're capable of doing out there in the middle. If you can't really run hard between the wickets, you've got to stand and deliver. And that is what Uwase has done really well so far. 2 boundaries she's picked up already. Reverses this time. Pick up a very, very quick single there. You can see she's not happy. She's limping on her way back. Very poor coverage of field there. Absolute chaos out in the middle. The fielders looking like tourists without a GPS map. Getting lost here at Gahanga B.
Sikasime Vesh sleeping, and one of the best things that can be a talk about. It's all about managing ourselves. They look at the women's and one of the opening battle of the team. They have got the qualifiers. She makes the squad. This is the last time. You just need to make sure that go out of. She played the women's Premier League. She just need to take a less. If she makes a squad, she can contribute for the team. Playing under injury, sometimes it's a too risk. That's what I can say, Mr. Z.
Well, it definitely is because you're pushing yourself beyond your capabilities. This time it goes down the leg for a wide there. It's over. Plenty of action happening in this particular over. You got to see an extra. You got to see a reverse. You got to see a shot down the ground. Ooh, beautiful delivery there. Getting some turn and bounce is Ruth. Absolutely ruthless from the surface there by the bowler.
Plus this time, if you look at how Inenzi Diane, whatever she's been working on, she needs some little bit energy in the hands. But I think what I can say, she's a player who wants to play straight. There's no expectation from him, a lot of expectations. If you look at their dugout, their batting lineup, they have got Aris, the captain, one of the experienced player, Jihozo, and I think those are the batters in the team who can make sure that put some lines. I think that's why they brought Inenzi Diane on this time.
Yeah, and I feel also the fact that the change of mindset needs to come in the amount, this being the 4th edition of the Women's Elite here, Bryson, I believe the girls should be looking forward to being more expressive through their game. We've seen that by Uwase Merve out in the middle. She's taking on her shots. Her partner being very, very cautious, being given the opportunity to play floated deliveries there, but she decides to keep it on the ground, as safe as a bank. But at times, the money remaining in the bank ends up being useless.
Giovanni's come back. What a good bowling from him. Balls coming inside.
Sharp delivery there. Sharper than the tailors in Kimirongo market there. Very, very accurate by Nyomoza. And it was really rising up to him. That's one of the particular deliveries that really troubles Uwase Merve. Yeah, it's the battle of the Uwases. Uwase to Uwase out in the middle. Keeping it way outside off stump on that occasion there.
Me sometimes, Mr. C, they always, if he was a player, it's a privilege. They play in the same club, Gahanga Queens. They're not bowling to each other. They play in the national side as a group. When it's coming here, I think it's all. I take it as a battle. I'm gonna take your wicket. You're gonna take me on. I like that challenge.
Very, very important. All moving in. Nearly took her on. Excellent delivery. The amount of lateral movement on that delivery by the bowler. Uwase there. She felt like she nearly got to it. Such a sharp in-swinging delivery. Really had the batter confused.
There's a flag on the pitch there. Umpires they are trying to make sure that they can jet it away.
That's an indication there. It is a bumpy wicket. Even the frogs like to come off.
That's it. That's well said, Mr. Z. Let's see what's Mevey. Because of the back legs, it's not fit. Bring on the top of off another good length, good delivery. You can see the pitch, the extra bounce.
It's not an easy delivery for Wasemave to play, because when she's trying to figure out which delivery to really pounce upon, the column in which Giovannis is bowling to her is really, really tight. That corridor is very narrow, and the movement of the new cherry in hand makes it a bit more difficult. Look at that. Knocks her over. Timber. Celebration time for Inenzi. Heroes here as they pick up the first wicket, and it is the massive wicket of Uwasemave. She wasn't looking comfortable, struggling in that particular over. Has got to depart.
Yeah, that's the end of the Meveo Ose. Giovanni Uwase. Two Uwases getting her inside the edge. The ball trying to come inside. I think it's if you're good at swinger, if you're good at swinging, you know, where there is such a kind of weather in the morning. If you look at the countries like England, where there is you look at that ball, it came inside. Look at it. Excellent delivery. As you can see the joy from Giovanni's.
Yeah, bullseye. Hits the furniture behind. Excellent deliveries. And I believe the setup was there, Bryson. Couple of deliveries short of length, and then one pitching it a bit fuller, allowing the ball to have that movement and go onto the stumps. Excellent delivery to pick a wicket here.
I always just believe that brings in Iji Hozodvine on the crease. I always believe as an opening bowler, you're going to use the benefit of a new ball. Not even trying to bowl on 6th stump, 5th stump. You're going to attack the stumps. Always attack the stumps. Ask the questions to the batters. Early on the power play, how are you going to take the wickets when you're bowling outside off stump? It's always hard.
Yeah, Wasemave was surviving by the strings there early on. Didn't look like she was going to make it in for a very long time, especially with the quality bowling of Giovannis there. Similar delivery once again, plays it through the line. Nowhere to go, no run to be taken. End of the over. 13 runs on board for the loss of 1.
That brings back Ruth Uwimana coming to bowl from the Palace end.
I believe with the sort of setup women's cricket has got here in Rwanda, with the girls now qualifying for the first division of the ICC tournament, more girls would like to express themselves and bring their game up a notch, bring it to a next level, understand that they might be given opportunities to represent the national colors, the national jersey. It's always a moment of pride. You've been a coach, you've been a player. You know how important it is to put in bigger performances to make the cut of the playing 11.
And that's what I said. Those are back dot from Uwimana Ruth. If you look at it, I think that's what Ghana Cricket is doing, trying managing, bring a lot of games inside here. In the women's league, there's a women's Premier League that was going on. They are coming from playing Division 2. They have qualified. Congratulations to Leonard and the Adele for making the team. Back-to-back dot balls again. Just going back to your question, the amount of games they are playing here, that's where they just need to have that setup. Players start understanding what's needed now. We are playing a lot of games. What do we need to achieve as women's setup? Playing such amount of games, that brings a lot of opportunity to the youngsters. We look at the wicket keeper from Inenzi, the one that is keeping the Takushimani Defani, one of the youngsters. Ruth bowling, one of the left-arm spinner. Big shout.
And that will be a maiden for Ruth. Her second over goes for dot and dots only. Inenzi having extreme struggles out in the middle. 10 deliveries she's faced. Yet to register a single run on the board. As a top order batsman, as a top order batter, I believe there's plenty of work left to be done. And a lot of homework. Nobody loves homework, but they've got to do it.
That's well said. That's Blinks. Nasla Umukundwa. She was the best bowler in the Premier League for the women's, taking up almost 18 wickets as a youngster, under 19 girl, left arm seamer. Let us see what she can bring it. She's going to show the quality she possesses. Is she going to take all the wickets as she normally do every day in the league? That's shot number 8.
4 overs of the game have gone by, Bryson. I'll tell you, just barely getting into double digits is Imena Herons here. The way they got started with the very first delivery being thrashed for a boundary ropes by Merve Uwase, you might have thought they would be in control of the power play. But Inenzi Heroes grabbing the bull by the horns, going through the overs very, very quickly. This time, short of intent, very quick outfield as you can see. They managed to scramble along for a double.
They just need a lot of work, as you said. She needs to step up. I can't expect a lot from Inenzi. She has got a lot of Inenzi Diane. She's a youngster coming in. She was a bowler. I think they're just trying to build her confidence, which is good on such a kind of levels. Giving her exposure, go there and bat, go there and express yourself, go have a bat on the ball and feel that kind of a new ball, that kind of a pressure, giving her responsibility as an opening batter. You know everything. You used to be an opening batter.
I'll tell you, this tournament here, Bryson, I would like to tag it as a wardrobe tournament because it is a tournament where the players get groomed. You get them into the grooming session and get them prepared for what is expected at a certain level of playing the game, especially not what Inenzi is doing out in the middle there. 10 deliveries, sitting on a duck at the moment. Does she depart on a duck is a question. And you know, there is a farm somewhere here in Gahanga. We've been collecting ducks. Oh, just goes through the keeper's gloves there. Slippery. She needs some super glue in the gloves there, the keeper.
Mr. Zed, and I hope now you have got a look. Lucas Noleli played that there was a chance of getting that. I think if I had set up for the wicket, I think she's just more on leg stump. She just needs to clear to just come closer to off stump. Legion that was going to be an easy catch. If you look at this, you have the guy who are willing to join your firm, and I know you have got a lot of clients. Like how many guys have joined your firm this particular period?
Yeah, we're looking forward to expanding our farm. Too many, unfortunately, ducks being around. This time, another sharp in-swinging delivery there by Umukunwa. There is a change of bowling from the Mount End there. Very quickly through the overs, Inenzi Heroes are going, not trying to provide too much time to Imena Heroes to think about how the innings might wrap up. In the air. The struggles continue. 13 deliveries without scoring a single run. It's almost as if we're watching the third day of a test match.
That's what always happened here. She's on 13 of none. It's a 5 overs score, and the score is 61 for 1. Projected score is 64. If they keep being dotted like this, you end up seeing half century.
The most amount runs being scored in the second over only, and then it's been a drought, absolute Sahara, as we've been going through the summer season here in Rwanda. Very, very dry for Imena Centurions. This power play has been so far. Just 16 runs for the loss of 1. They're in desperate need.
The other time I had a chance on the podcast meeting with Alec, one of the head of the cheerleaders at the ground, one of the manager at this ground. Had a question to ask him how does he go through managing this. There are a lot of bit of games are coming up here. But if you look at nowadays, we're heading in the dry season. If you look at the pitch outfield, how it is. What was the conversation ahead of that? What was the answers?
Well, to get some deep, detailed answers, I will have to call Mr. Eric Dusingizimana once again on the podcast, because he wasn't too open about the pitch and the surfaces that we've been preparing. But hopefully, next time that I see him around, the questions will be much tougher.
Back-to-back dot balls by Wiman Oluth. There's excellent learning. There was little bit it was just being lazy in the field. Managed to get a single.
I'll tell you, Bryson, it's never an easy task managing such a big piece of land. We had that discussion. It's not an easy task, and summer this time around, 2025, has been very, very hot and harsh on the green playing conditions out in the middle. But somehow they've managed to produce a gem of a wicket. I'll tell you, plenty of green grass on that surface, as you can see there by the visuals. Both have been really struggling with their straight. Inenzi just surviving with the bat in her hand. She's got no intent so far to putting on any runs on the board. And the struggles continue. Make that 17 deliveries. End of the power play. 17 runs on board for the loss of 1. She's played 17 deliveries without scoring a single run. That will be a talk that she's got to be given by her team.
And that's all. Maybe Randri or the development manager and the coach, I think, is doing his job well, making sure that he can give opportunity to the young players in to express themselves. If you look at how Inenzi Oluth she's playing, she's connecting, she's not aging. She just needs such a kind of a point in the hands and someone to use her, maybe rotation of the strike, drop and land. Not trying to overhit the ball.
Out of the 17 deliveries she's faced out in the middle, I just wonder, does it ever cross her mind why she has a bat in hand and why she's standing out in the middle and why did she come in as a top order batsman, as a batter?
That's another question to answer later. As that youngster,
You wake up in the morning, 6 in the morning, as early as a bird, and you come to the cricket field with a bat in hand and your team sends in. It's a T20 competition, remember, Bryson. 17 deliveries is a lot.
Yeah, I think I can just go to you. Put this well, edge this one. There's a chance of run out. Yes, it is. That's the end of the Inenzi Oluth. Excellent fading by shot number 5. Grace Umugwaneza at the mid-wicket region. That's the end. That's the end of the Tiane. Just going back to your question, I think it's a huge responsibility to her. They give her a responsibility. They're trying to groom her up, but that was huge responsibility on her.
No communication whatsoever. Desperately trying to run away from the stumps there. Being allergic to scoring runs at the moment. She's running away as if she's being chased by demons over there in the middle.
I think that's the place of the dot balls. When the more you get being dotted, there's nothing you can expect from that side. You end up trying to make sure that the enemy forces a line where it is not where there's no single. That brings in the captain herself, Alicia Ikwuzwe.
We get to see a responsible innings by the captain here. She's seen a very, very low performing power play. Does she come in and provide something? Does she bring in the balance to the rocking ship? Let's wait and find out. Alice Ikuzwe, the skipper, comes out to the middle.
She has been playing some attacking cricket quite of this 2 months from Kuibuka. We saw her how she was being aggressive. We saw her in the Division 2 qualifiers in Botswana. So we saw her in the Premier League. Got some lines on the board. So striking 100 and brings the ball inside. If you look at Umukurwa Nasa, if she can add a little bit energy and that follow through when she's reaching on the popping crease, I'm telling you, she can be a dangerous bowler.
For me, what's really exceptional is the amount of control she's got with the limited amount of pace on offer. The ball is laterally moving into. Look at that. Look at the banana swing coming into the right-hander there. Now, if she was to pitch that outside off stump, it's a beautiful delivery to watch upon. Reminds me of the bowling performance of Team Tanzania against Team Rwanda in the Kuibuka semi-finals. Magical bowling. Oh, swing and a miss and nearly went onto the stumps. Beautiful delivery there.
Looking at the bowling figures of Kuibuka against Tanzania against the square line. Attacking a lot of bringing the ball inside, attacking the stumps.
Absolute guesswork there by the skipper. She's just swinging across the line. Look at that once again. You've got to give yourself some time. Get settled.
And that's what just brings. It's the end of the 7 overs gone. The score is 18 for 2. I think that's where she needs. That's where you're gonna know someone who is responsible as a captain. You have got to make sure that she went for the toss. She won the toss. She got the chance. Then she decided, we're going to look for the triple digits on the board, 100 runs and above, so that you can come and defend. If you look at the team of Inenzi, have got Giselle Shimge, one of the good batters who always put some runs on the board. You can look Shakila, Itakushimani Defani, such a kind of a players who can. I always look to the way you talked about the elite league. Now should be something that more aggressive, more energetic, some quality cricket from this particular day. The 4th edition, a lot of things have been learned from the 1st edition, 2nd edition, the 3rd edition. We played some Premier League. There should be some quite a difference.
Yeah, definitely for the players as well. Understanding, when you go back home and you look at the video and you find yourself playing 17 deliveries without scoring a single run, it's not a good video. It's not a video that you'd like to save. So clearly, I would say the girls need to watch and learn more cricket before taking on the field. As guardians, as coaches. You've been a coach yourself, Bryson. There's plenty of cricket you watch, and at times you try to apply certain things to your own game, or if not apply it to your to your personal game, but to your game awareness of what might happen out in the middle. So I feel most of these youngsters need to watch as much cricket as possible. And that is one other major concern that has been around, because the understanding of the game is very, very vital. If you are out there in the middle and you spend 2 overs providing maidens to the bowlers, that means you've got no idea about what you're doing out in the middle.
And that's what I said. Back dot balls by. Look at now again, 5 dot balls already. Bought by Umugwaneza Grace, trying to fight the ball. If you look at how Jihozo, if you look at her front foot, is not being a little bit open, it's a little bit away. Lack of use of the footwork. Look at it, the front foot. What can you say about the technical side?
Well, technically, the bowler was on the very top. She finished her first over for a maiden. And maidens seem to be coming in very, very easily for Inenzi Heroes here. because it's 6 balls and it's an over. Without giving away anything, 8 overs done, 18 runs on board for the loss of 2 wickets. You could see the run out, which that happened out in the middle. No communication, no game awareness. Going for a walk in a park. I might sound harsh on the commentary here, but the girls got a lot of work to be done. Goes down the leg for a wide there.
It's not being harsh. It's the truth. It's the truth. I think that's others are just management. They are going to sit down and analyze and reflect what could be our women's elite league could be looking like. Any elite league that's going on should be on what kind of a standard are we looking for? So not all about playing, it's all about even selling the game and even the players to make sure they are getting something here.
I'll tell you, it's actually very contradicting looking at the name elite, because when you play that kind of cricket, there's nothing elite about that.
That's the truth. I think going forward, those are the things that we have been talking about. How can we just make sure that clean board by Umukunwa Nasila, board the captain herself. She was just being on the fire, back-to-back dot balls.
Yeah, not a newcomer to the farm. Ikuzwa Alice departs without troubling the scorers and the bowlers, riding on a 6-ball duck. Troubles continue here for Imena Herons. Beautiful delivery. Look at the movement in the air coming into the right-hander there. Beaten. Misses that ball like she's allergic to leather.
I think that was an excellent ball. She waiting the ball. The front foot was nice and everything was nice. But that movement, the ball came inside. Alice never had a clue on that ball. That brings in Isabayo Sanduline.
Like a targeted missile. Dead on target. Hits the bullseye. Excellently done. Third wicket goes down for just 19 runs on board. Loud appeal and the finger will be raised. It's 2-2. A very, very ugly looking dismissal, I'll be honest with you there. The bat, the leg, the head was all over the place in different directions. East, west, north, south. It's all happening for Imena Herons. 2-2 for Grace. And gracefully she carries her side, picking up back-to-back wickets. Another addition. I tell you, I'll need more land for that duck farm. A very, very good decision there. A very simple decision, I would say. The gap between bat and pad is as big as me and my ex. Massive.
That's well said. That brings in Dozete Shimamana. That XC, I've got a lot of clients in your farm for this first elite league and you're lucky to be part of this commentary in the morning.
Always Bryson.
Let us see. Can we see the hat trick? It's a hat trick ball by Mkonwa Nasila.
Oh, nearly. It was angling in. In the nick of time, the bat comes down and finds some willow. She survives. A shot of very little survival.
Back-to-back dot balls again. Attacking the stump, like what you said, you liked how Nasila, she's just controlling her things. Making sure she attack the stumps. Nothing else.
Doesn't do much. Believes in her skill to deliver the ball in swinging like a banana, like a boomerang coming into the right-hander there. Oh, keeps it on the ground once again. Nowhere to go. They've got no answers to the questions being raised by Grace here. End of the 9th over. It's 19 for the loss of 4. Not sure if our on-field scorer had a good night there. He seems to be a bit sleepy. But there is the scorecard. Wasem FB being the only batter to reach double digits here. 12 of 13 before she departed. And then single digits. 3 ducks in this innings.
That's what I'm telling you. Those are a lot of dot balls. If you look at me as a coach, those are the things I've been just talking about. You know, Tony here even flight this one. There is excellent bowling. If you look at that front foot, how it is being, I think it's still closed. It's still closed. If you can open it a little bit, that front foot, you can play good cover drive.
Just goes on to show you the importance of basics. The bowlers have stuck to their basics of bowling stump to stump, and that is why they've received their gifts here. You can see the batter getting into position to swing her bat, but she is hitting nothing but air. It's almost as if there's a big hole in that bat. The ball just goes through it without making any contact.
Are you going to see another meeting from Mugwaneza Grace? I think what she's doing, she's just trying to flight the ball. If you're a clever bat, and I think that's going forward. Mr. Zed had been doing some commentary. I've been watching cricket outside. I think for me, excellent bowling.
She's been knocked over there. Gets bowled. The off stump has been launched off. Look at the figures here. Second over. She's bowled. She hasn't given a single run. And she picks up a wicket. Mugwaneza Grace here. Taking the wicket of Divine.
If you look at on the replay there, flighted this one. Playing board. That's excellent bowling from the young girl, one of the under 19 bowler. She played some qualifiers, she gained some experience. That's the dugout. What is the coach? This Len sitting outside, Margaret sitting outside, and Sonia Ilajena and the manager sit. That's their dugout. A lot of work needs to be done here in terms of the batting department. Things need to be worked on. Tono here on top, and even going back in the legions. Luckily, some facilities are coming up. Facilities are coming up in the legions. I believe the batting, if you look at some of the players who come from outside the legion, in the legions, just a lot of work to be done in terms of the batting, in terms of the basics, to make sure that they can come here on top of the elite and make sure that the elite is being entertained.
10 overs done here. It's 19 for the loss of 5. And there we have the bowling scorecard. Most impressive has been Mugwaneza Grace. 1 wicket, hasn't given away a single run and picked up 1 wicket. But I'll tell you, there we have the other bowlers. 1 wicket to Uwase Giovanni's for an economy of 2.5. 5 runs she gave away. And 2 wickets to Mukundwa Nasila with an economy of 1.67. I'll tell you, the bowlers look very, very dangerous because of the poor batting performance by Imena Herons. That is the reality. The bowling is not magical. It's just the poor approach by the batters.
You'd like to get those figures from our technical here. Like to get those bowling figures on the screen here. It can be better. I'm gonna start still bowling. Edge this one straight to the fine leg.
This is a moment where I would like to ask you, Bryson, your earliest memory of enjoying the game of cricket, I believe, was smacking the ball. Watch the ball, hit the ball, and the joy you feel about the ball traveling the furthest away from you when you strike it. That is the joy that the girls are actually missing here. They've never got to celebrate. They've never got to enjoy the feel of hitting that ball so far away that you can actually celebrate it, calling it a run. And that is what the girls miss out. You see them playing with soft hands. I understand it's women's cricket and you've got to be delicate and all, but not to take anything away. There's nothing delicate about scoring runs. You've got to be aggressive. You've got to be intentful. You've got to put the ball on the bat or put the bat on the ball, whichever way you'd like to say it.
I think you just said everything. You tackled on each and every departments. Back to back words by Mukono Nasila. She just needs to what you can see. One of the elite what brings in. You look at Giselle, one of the experienced players, talking to the youngster like Nasila, giving her courage. I think when striking the ball, you're gonna strike the ball. You're gonna have a bat on the ball. That's the most important thing. Put the ball is up in the air. It was supposed to be a catch over the top. Giovanni's never put some energy behind it.
And there you can see the result of intent. If the intent is there, the ball striking does become a thing. It's always the self-belief. You've got to back yourself up and not give in to the pressure. It is T20. It's supposed to be colorful. It's supposed to be exciting. You cannot be playing cricket as if you're playing in white outfits.
And there's a big call. There's an out chance there. Not a quite a throw there, but they just managed to get a dot ball. If you look at that series, it's going to be a T20, and I think that's where I've been talking about as a coaching staff and the management have got to sit down and come up with the proper structure. What can we do as this is fourth edition of the Elite League? What can we do to improve on this?
Yeah, desperate shout there by Grace. Nasila, I beg your pardon. Bowling her final over of her spell, final delivery of her spell. Yeah, she's bowled excellently, picked 2 wickets, has given away 11 runs only. Goes down the leg and will end the over, will end the spell over there with a dot. Excellent figures there in her 4 overs. She's given away 11 runs, picked up 2 wickets. 25 for the loss of 5 after 11 overs of play this morning here at Gahanga B. Women's Elite, the 4th edition. Here with Bryson, who's been following the girls' games very, very closely. Now he's been fortunate to join the men's out there in the middle. What are the struggles that you see here in women's cricket that you believe tend to happen also to the boys?
That's excellent to pick this one. Straight to the deep mid wicket. There's a chase zone. Some energy between the wickets. Managed to get 2 runs. If you look at it, I think it's just a matter of understanding how do you score runs as a batter. That's the most important thing. How do you score runs? If the boundaries are not coming, how am I going to keep that ball ticking? And if you look at it, they face a lot of dot balls. If you look at it, maybe in the men's cricket, now even them they are forcing some. If you face almost 40, 50 dot balls, that shows play this way, picked it well here, straight to the voters at the deep mid wicket, managed to get only 1 line. Going back to your question, it's just a matter of that those a lot of dot balls you face. How do you convert those dot balls into singles? If you're not getting boundaries, what can I do? Am I even understanding who you are as a player? Am I having that potential of getting a boundary? If not, understand your game? How am I going to express myself? How am I going to enjoy my game? And that's kind of a question I can ask myself, but I always wish the players to be problem they can solve that such a kind of a problem.
And I also feel the batters here need to understand it's not your very first time you're holding a bat in hand and coming to a cricket field saying, we're here to play some cricket. You actually have plenty of work that you do apart from the game itself. So it's just the belief of executing what you've been practicing. I don't think there's any coach that sends in any players understanding that she's held a bat for the very first time ever. But the struggles on your screens makes it look like they are holding a cricket bat for the very first time, which is quite unfortunate for the title of the tournament, the Women's Elite.
I will just keep saying, Mr. Z, there's a lot of work to be done on the batting department. Players is starting understanding what's the role of a batter. It's score runs. It goes in even psychologically. You just need to come in your head. Where am I headed? I'm heading to the crease to do what? It's all about scoring runs. If runs are not coming, find a way to score runs, and that's all. It's all cricket's all about scoring. It's a game of numbers.
They say necessity is the mother of invention. When you don't know how to do something and you desperately need to do something, you almost end up finding a way. This time ball is in the air, the catch will be taken at point, and that will be the end of Shimumana. After 12 deliveries, she takes a catch there. Wickets are tumbling, one after the other. It's almost we're watching a domino effect. Look at that. Pitches it full. There's a top edge. Not in control whatsoever. And a stylish looking catch being taken there at point.
Look, Mugan is a grace. Look at the figures. One of the excellent figures. 3 overs, 2 wickets, 2.5. One more ball to go. Now it's the time for the youngsters on the crease. That brings in, you can see the body language. Mohaweni Mana, immaturate. National team opening bowler coming in to bat. Let us see. It's an opportunity for her.
And again, to understand the fact that, Bryson, this is the first innings, they need to provide some runs for the bowlers to defend. With the likes of Ishimwe Giselle and other quality players being around for Inenzi heroes, Imena Herons need to post a fair total, providing the opportunity for the bowlers to defend here.
And that's well said. I was used to tell the ends up with the over with a dot. 12 of us gone, 28 for 6. I always used to tell the players I normally coach, been there, got to like it to be set up of women's, even the men's when I'm joining. You all always let the batters do their jobs. Seeing a bowler coming into bat, that's not his job. Oh, that's not her job.
I'll ask you one thing, Bryson. Back in your playing days when you used to bowl, how was your reaction when your batsman didn't post enough runs on the board for you to defend? What was going through your mind when you see your middle order, your top order not putting the runs that you are supposed to defend in the second innings?
It's just a good question, and it's just a matter of you're gonna just sit on yourself and start think about in your mind, what am I going to do? And you find it's a low score, you're not getting early wickets, and you're facing some of the dangerous batters who always like smashing the ball. You're just gonna go there and bend your back and nothing else. If you get early wickets, that's cricket. If you make sure that I'm gonna hit light areas, they play me, that's all.
Yeah, but I always feel it is a bit unfair to the bowlers when they've been put into that position by their own teammates. So I feel as a batsman, it's always, as a batter, It's always your responsibility to put on the runs on the board for your team to defend. And you need to carry that responsibility.
That's all. It's a totally different with the batters. If the bowlers came in and being smashed toward the lands when you're walking out, you always see some of the opening batters learning hard, especially their dugouts, putting on their pads. I don't know what's going in their mind. Said you have got a lot of work to do.
And it's just like that for the bowlers in the first innings. Bowlers in the first innings, when they get punished, the batsmen don't really like it. Their own teammates tell them, hey, get bowling to the correct lines here. We've got to put those runs on the board. We've got to chase them down.
Gisela Shimge on attack. There's an out chance there to Shakila.
I can clearly tell you, at the moment, the batters for Team Inenzi Heroes are feeling very, very comfortable, understanding that their bowlers have bowled 12 overs, have given away just 29 runs. That is a chaseable total. Nothing out of control here for them in the second innings. And that's how they want to keep it tight. Shinwe Giselle bowling tough length there. Just coming back from plenty of traveling for her. Scored a beautiful century on her trip to UK. Oh, what a delivery. Penetrating through the defenses there. She seems to be in pain. Shimmer Giselle showing her character, not looking back. She says she's not sorry for that.
See the physio is running in and
Let's hope the physio is not carrying a spray with her.
that's Giselle. Another game where it looks solid. Drop and land straight to the point. Managed to get a single. It's the end of the 13 overs gone. They're scoring 34-6 on the board.
Just one run coming off that over of Ishimwe Giselle there. Not giving away anything. Very calm and relaxed the dugout is. The coach is relaxed. And here comes once again continuing her spell from the road end. Giovannis Uwase started off with some spicy looking deliveries out in the middle. And it's the length that she bowls with her physical height on offer, the release point being very, very high. And she just gives it that effort through the surface. Catches most batters off guard with the amount of rise from the pitch. Direct hit, and the finger will be raised. A run out hits the bullseye from mid off there. Giselle Ishimwe. You can't keep her name out of the action. Star play, star performance. Taking on the arm. Mohamed Imana had to pay the price.
I think just if you look at Giselle as a player, yeah, it was a Mohamed Mana going for run out, trying to force that single straight to her opponent. If you look at Giselle, she's a player who's got a character. I have been following how she has been playing the game. Look at it on the replay there. Excellent, good length, played it well, picked it well. Look at the throw. Excellent throwing. Easy decision by the Damasen as the main umpire. If you look at the character of Giselle, she's a player who knows how to chase the score. Where there's a pressure, she stands in. She starts on the strike top 50. She ends up after playing like 6 overs, 7 overs. You end up seeing her throwing 100 strike at the above. That's a kind of a quality player. If a player is in the cricket, in the T20 game, if good at chasing, if you can chase in the T20 game, now you're a cricketer.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I'll tell you, the amount of maturity and game awareness that Ishimwe Giselle and Ishimwe Henriette, these are the players who've got that awareness, and that's why they stand out in performances, including the captain herself of the national side, Diane Bimenyimana, very, very well aware of the conditions and the strategies that are required to win the game. Giovanni's on that occasion just going down the leg for a wide there. Great work by the keeper.
Back-to-back wides.
Yeah, facing the left-hander there, it's becoming a bit of a struggle for Uwase Giovanni's 3 wides, 3 free runs she's given away in this over. Just hurting her own digits, her own figures over there. And a wide once again. Change of sides makes no difference for her. She's finding everything but the legal delivery.
I always believe that this can be an easy task for her. She got experience. She played a lot of national team cricket. She played the World Cup under 19. She bothered to a lot of the bowlers. My question is now, does she understand how to bowl the lefty?
It's been dropped there. No run to be taken. It was all happening. But again, I don't understand what pressure Uwase Giovanni's would be thinking of, because her side has picked 7 wickets for 34 runs.
I think that's why the Gibraltar has an expensive ball to come and fish. We are bowling the tail enders.
Loud appeal and the finger will be raised. Wicket number 8 goes down for Imena Herons. With the rate at which the runs with the wickets are falling, they might even struggle getting to a half century here as a team. Pitching in line, impact in line, hitting the stumps, and the finger gets raised there.
can see the dagger cut on the lead player there, standing on a bit in the middle. It was the easy decision for Damasen to take, one of the umpires of today. Damasen, who got a lot of experience, umpired in some of the international games. Kwibuka, after being a player, and maybe he saw the things are not going on his way. He's not going to continue that career, but he just made sure that, how can I give back to the game? Let me go and lead the game, at least I can contribute.
Yeah, we had a podcast recently with the umpires here in Rwanda and the amount of games that they've been officiating. It's good to watch. It's good to know for the growth of the game. Even in the rural areas, the coaching is being sent off for the officials, because you understand a game without an umpire is a tough one. You always need a mediator out in the middle, someone to the farm there. 2 deliveries it took her to get invited.
Look at the replay there. Look at the stance of the chance. Look at the delivery, stamp to stamp, going across the line.
From just a look at the stumps there, I can tell you, Bryson, you're very, very guilty of playing a silly shot like that, because you're covering all 3 stumps. How dare you miss the delivery? You cannot afford missing the delivery when you're covering all 3 stumps. Anywhere it hits will be given out. This time, the raise of the finger will not be needed, as the stumps do the talking.
That's what said. There's a one some guy said the ball is straight. I'm gonna play straight as much as possible. I always believe if you take a guard of the middle stump, you're gonna be confident enough. You're good at driving, and that's all I think. And I totally agree.
Unless you're driving the wrong car. What happened on that occasion? She lost the steering wheel on a car going down the hill. Nearly getting some bat onto it, targeting to hit the off stump there. End of her 3rd over there. She's picked up 3 wickets, given away 9 runs only. 14 overs done. It's 34 for the loss of 9. The game is being wrapped up in express speed. You can see 70 dots have been played. Very little singles, very little boundaries. The drought of runs continues here at Gahanga. Shimwe Giselle comes back into the attack from the mount, and for her 2nd over, she's going to be trying to pick up a wicket here to give it an end. Oh, in the air, clueless, nearly was a catching opportunity there. She cannot believe it's been put down. The batter absolutely clueless.
Back drops. Look at how the replay had length, pitched up short. Look at there. There was extra effort of diving forward by Mogwaneza Grass. I always believe that such a kind of a bowler, you're gonna make sure that you attack the stumps.
Swing and a miss there. There you see Shimwe Giselle not trying to make it any easy for the batters there. She's trying to look for the top of off. She's missing.
If you look at Emeline, she just exposed the her stumps. If you're good at bowling yorkers, you go for those yorkers, and I believe that I see she's trying to bowl a super run out chance. Managed to get a single.
Couldn't find the stumps on that occasion there. They took a very risky single, managed to pick up that extra run. Shimwe Giselle desperately searching for that yorker.
for that line onto the stumps. And knocks her over. That will be the end of the innings. 36 all out. In 14.5 deliveries is what it took Inenzi Heroes to wrap things up here in the first half. Very, very quickly done. Have a look at that. Look at the subtle movement of the surface there. Contact with the timber. Inenzi Heroes will need 37 in 20 overs of play. There we have the scorecard. Just 12 runs at the very beginning by Wasemerve, who was limping on her way to the crease. Apart from that, it's been a fair play of single digits only. Nothing much to be spoken about. 8 runs, the extras being exceeded by any batting performance out there in the middle. No real partnership to be spoken about apart from Wasemerve and Uineza Dian, who put together 13 runs in 17 deliveries of play. But there is the bowling scorecard. 3 wickets to the name of Uwase Giovannis. 9 runs she gave away with an economy of 3. And then you had 2 wickets each for Umukunwa Nasila and Umugwa Neza Grace, with an economy of 1 and 2.75 respectively. They wrapped up the Imena Heroes for 36 all out. Do stay tuned, catch the highlights as we join you shortly for the second half.
Respect. Respect. Respect.
Welcome back, everybody, for the run chase. 37 is all they need to pick up their first victory of the game. Here this morning, we've got Imena taking on Inenzi. Imena posting 36 on the board, all out. In the commentary box, I'm Zaid Khan, and alongside me is Mr. Bryson. Welcome back to the commentary box, Bryson.
Thank you, Mr. Zed, for a short break that we took. Imena winning the toss on the 12 bats first, and they told you on the toss they're looking on the triple figures. Things didn't go on their way. What could you expect now? The Inenzi, the opening batters, Gisela Shimwe, na Itakushima in the funny.
Knowing Giselle Ishimwe, she'll be looking forward to making a snack out of this total. Ball number 1, Mohamed Imana bowling from the road end. Gets a feather to it as she runs it down to third man for the first run on the board.
The way I know Fanny, she's a kind of young girl. She was playing attacking cricket. She got the skill. She got a good eye. That's what I know from her. She's still a kid, but she like hitting the ball.
Yeah, and one thing about low scores as a batter in cricket, you'd like to take it on as early as possible. You don't want any sort of additional pressure whatsoever. Get some bat onto that one before it went onto the pads there. Good decision there by the umpire, Damasen. Like we said in the first innings, Bryson, a lot of work left for the bowlers to be done here. It is a very, very difficult task to be defending 36 runs. Powerfully hit. Will that be the first boundary? Yes, it will. The ball races away. The fielder in the deep would have Kota Boda to get to that as it was racing past her for the first boundary.
As I told you, she's anything out of those stump. She slaps you. Look at on the replay there, short ball. Look at the excellent shot over all the way to the gap. There's no need of wasting your energy.
Yeah, Fanny on that occasion playing that ball with so much timing behind that. It's almost as if she's putting on 2 watches on her wrists. Doesn't move her front foot that much, and that is why she's getting away with that decision. If that front foot had shuffled slightly across, she would have been in trouble.
And that's well picked, Mr. Zaid. She's a player who likes just playing. She likes playing outside of town, and I like as a young girl, a youngster coming up, slapped it this way, straight in the gaps, and caught by no ball by the Damasen.
Yeah, just adding salt to the misery, salt to the injury there. Maunimana gets spanked for a boundary and then gets called for a no ball as well.
Look at on the replay there, giving herself a low. Look at this timing. You talked about in the morning. If you look at the difference between the team that batted in the morning and this one, there's a positivity in the game. Merve was attacking. If you look at Gisela playing some sensible cricket.
And again, the difference being the intent and also the quality of hand-eye coordination that Fanny has got. Solid base, running hard, and a fumble there by the fielder will allow them to sneak in a single there.
If you just look at the me, I always like the approach for the low scores. Low scores are low scores. If you just come putting a lot of sensible cricket, thinking about the low score, I need to go slowly. The moment you lose 3 consistent wickets, back-to-back wickets, and that's where you're going to understand pressure is coming. You're going to attack, chase the score easily, quickly. Even if you chase it by losing 5 wickets or 6 wickets, I don't mind.
And having Fanny opening with Ishimwe Giselle, that's a new pair we've got to see on offer. A very, very good delivery there, but gets the edge, goes for a boundary.
It was a good ball. Top of off. Gisela shot in the clone. That look at that one. It moved, but keeper Look at how she's turning. So imagine if you're a wicketkeeper, Mr. Z. Maybe I didn't see you doing some wicket keeping skills, but I know back in days when they're playing cricket on the street, where everyone needs to go and keep, you always know that thing. When the ball is passing, you always in the field.
I'll tell you, it's one-way traffic at the moment as we're done with the first over. 15 runs on board for no loss. Inenzi Heroes trying to wrap it up very, very quickly. And the effect of that on the net run rate will be massive. That delivery was good, but sloppy bit of work behind the stumps there by the wicket keeper, allowing it to go for additional runs. Plenty of movement, picks the gap with ease. Powerful hitting this. Another boundary, back-to-back boundaries. Ah, the assault is heavy. With a hint of disgust, she puts that one away in the vacant region for 4.
Are you going to see this game finishing in 4 overs or 3 overs here? If they keep with this intent, I'm telling you.
In the 3rd over, I'll tell you, the game is most likely to end with the way Fanny is going at it at the moment. Moving very, very wide. She's got that movement away from the right-handers as a left-arm bowler, but the control is something that is lacking at the moment. The ball seems to be drifting away from the right-handers. Once again, that will be a wide.
I think that's for say the bowler, if she's still a kid, and I think if she can be taken care of and she just work on her rhythm, run up and taking easy, working on her run up, having such a kind of a left that someone gets the ball away and another
Most aggressive, but this time around she's been given a back seat. Her partner's most aggressive, but this time around she's been given a back seat. Her partner telling her, hang in there, just give me support, I'll take care of the bowlers here. And that's what Fanny has been doing. She's on 12 of 8 deliveries. Shima Giselle has faced just 2. That just goes on to tell you how exciting this youngster is to watch, which is a great addition. And the wides and the misery continue here for Imena Herons. With the way at which they're moving at the moment, the game seems to be getting done very, very quickly. Getting a few words of advice by the skipper there. Just 14 needed in 111 deliveries.
see what's the bowler. Well done, well picked straight in the gap, but there was no land. There's no of taking a risk land.
Yeah, very, very smooth flow of the innings here for Inenzi Heroes. As smooth as a hot knife through butter. They're taking in this innings with very much ease. Keeps it on the ground. Drop and run. Can see the maturity there by Ishimwe Giselle. Despite chasing a low total, she drops and picks up the run with intent. And that is what sets a champion batter apart from the average player. The intensity and the intent of picking up runs and keeping the scoreboard ticking here. That bowler there, Muhawini Mana, has a reputation for picking. That bowler there, Muhawini Mana, has a reputation for picking wickets. She will not go down easy for picking wickets. She will not go down easy. Was expensive in the first over though. Trying to come in line with the stumps on that occasion, but watchfully put away.
This time we bought stump to stump. It was nice. Anything width, you're gonna fetch. I believe it's just low scores as a bowler. They asked me the other time in the morning before the first inning. He used to be a bowler. Edge this one straight the third man. You ask me this question, I'm coming back again. Put myself in the shoes of Mohawe. You're coming into ball, 120 balls. You're chasing 38 lines. Even if you miss your length or your line, you bought a good ball, they edge it for 4, anything wide, they get a boundary. It's a story. You can even answer yourself that question now.
I'll tell you, the answer to that question is a quote by one of my good friends and a very, very high quality player from the national team of Uganda. That will be 5 runs as I come back to the story. Mohawenimana being expensive here once again, bowls one down the leg. And the wicket keeper not helping the cause either. Look at that delivery. Beats the fielder, beats the wicket keeper, and off she goes to the boundary ropes. 5 additional runs there. Yeah, so coming back to your question, Bryson, I would quote my dear friend Simon Sesazi. Back in the days, in a very famous interview, he said, "Job is job. I do my job, you do your job. Because job is job." So, the answer to the question you asked, Bryson, what an effort there would have been. Really, really horrible. She survived that. It's not going to be a boundary there. We'll have a look at it once again on the replay. The attempt she put in nearly threw the ball over the boundary ropes. Have a look at that. She throws it in the air. It was nearly going back. Oh, very dramatic. Inches away from the boundary ropes there. 30 runs on the board. The 7 to take the game apart. And that one will race away to the boundary with ease. "34. With that shot there, the game will be set, done, and matched for Inenzi Heroes, winning this game with ease without losing any wicket. They successfully chased down that total. I see the players walking off, but the umpire is still standing on the ground there. Not sure if the game is done. We'll just have to wait and see. Yes, it is. Confirmations. Easily done there by Inenzi Heroes. As easy as you'd like it. As we look at the scoreboard, the graphics be coming on. Easiest game we've seen. Not a good start for Imena Herons in this edition of the Women's Elite T20. There you have it. Inenzi Heroes winning this competition with ease there. 37 they chased for no loss in just 2.5 overs of play. Ishima Giselle scoring 7 of 8 and Utaguchi Maninde Fanny scoring 15 of 10 deliveries with 3 boundaries to her name, striking it at 150. Very, very easy run chase. And there you have the scorecard, the bowling scorecard. We're supposed to be looking at the second innings bowling scorecard, which is right there. Mauni Mana, in 1.5 overs, she gave away 23 runs with an economy of 12.55. And Nwase Deborah giving away 8. That's it for game number 1 of the day. Signing out is Zaid Khan, as you will be joined shortly by my partner Bryson for the post-match.
Good morning and welcome for the post-match presentation for the 4th edition Women's Premier Elite League. It was the first game of the morning at the Ground B. Imena taking on Inenzi. Imena winning the toss and opted to have a burst first, and they managed to set 37 runs. Inenzi chased in 2.5, and Inenzi won the toss. Inenzi won by 10 wickets. I'd like to call the captain of the Imena for some few questions. Hard luck for your first game, Aris, as the captain of Imena. You won the toss in the middle. You said you want to look for 100 runs and above. What went wrong on your team on the batting side?
The opening batter, they don't manage to stay there and score runs. Even the middle order, we lose a wicket early, then we end up scoring that runs.
And hard luck. Well, you have another game. What do you think you're going to collect in the next game you're going to play this afternoon?
Our batting is the what we are going to collect to stay there and score runs for the team.
Thank you so much, Aris, and hard luck and good luck the second game. That's all from Aris. They are looking forward to collect what they did long in the morning. I'd like to call the winning captain of Inenzi, Shakila Nyomhoza. Shakila, congratulations in the morning. It's a win. What did you do well with your team?
So, first of all, we lost the toss, but we are still on. We come on the ball. We are not expected for that score, but we keep on moving.
Yes, after winning, what are you going to do this afternoon? You have another game. What are you going to do this afternoon game?
So, we are not going to change a lot of things. We are still in the momentum of continue winning.
Good luck afternoon and congratulations.
Thank you.
That's all from the captain of the Inenzi. They are not going to change anything. They're going to maintain the momentum. We are going for the special award of the player of the match. We have got two contestants on this position. We have got Giovanni Suase, who bought 3 overs, 1 maiden, and picked up 3 wickets. But player of the match goes to Grace Umugwaneza. She bowled 3 overs, 2 maiden, 3 runs, and 2 wickets. And the woman to present this player of the match award, one of our special umpire, Ishimwe Diane, to present the player of the match. Welcome, Umugwaneza. Umugwaneza, come closer. I ask you one question, simple question, only one. And congratulations, Umugwaneza. You bowled well. What was your plan today when you're the captain give you a ball? What was your plan?
Bowling stump to stump.
Bowling stump to stump. What are you going to do this afternoon?
Bowling stump to stump. Trust each other. That is.
Congratulations and thank you. That's what from Umugwaneza. Her plan was going to stump, and she's not going to change anything. As she said, she's going to trust each other. They have to trust each other. The plan is going to be the same. And that's all from here for the post-match presentation. Inenzi won by 10 wickets. Stay tuned for the second match.